So we were seeing about AC generator. The phenomenon of electromagnetic induction has been technologically exploited in many ways. An exceptionally important application is generation of alternating current. So AC is one of the most important invention. The modern AC generator with typical output capacity of 100 megawatt is a highly evolved machine. In this section, we shall describe the basic principle behind this machine. So inventor was Nikola Tesla, who is credited with the development of this machine. So this is a highly sophisticated machine, and all the electricity that we get is using this AC generator. So we have already discussed this figure. In this figure, this coil is rotating in this constant magnetic field, and because of the angle change, we are producing EMF. So let us read about this. So we are generating EMF through a current loop is through a change in loop's orientation. So what we are changing? We are changing loop's orientation, and that is giving us EMF or a change in its effective area. So ultimately, by rotating loop, what we are changing? We are changing the effective area. How? Because when the loop in this position, so effective area is nil, because magnetic field is parallel to the plane of loop. So no magnetic field lines are going through this area. But when this is perpendicular to this, something like this, then all the magnetic field lines are going through this area in that case. So in the way of rotation, we are changing the active area or the effective area of this loop. As the coil rotates in a magnetic field B, so this is magnetic field B, and coil is rotating in this, effective area of the loop is changing as A cos theta. So this becomes A cos theta, where A is the area of the loop and cos theta is the cos of angle theta. So area changes as A cos theta, where theta is the angle between A and B. So right now, if you see what is angle between A and B, so vector of A is in this direction, magnetic field is in this direction. So angle is 90 degree. Right now cos 90 means 0. That means effective area is 0. That means no magnetic field lines is crossing this area. Now this method of producing flux change in principle of operation of a simple AC generator. So we are using this same simple technique in producing AC current. An AC generator converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. So what we are doing here, we are converting mechanical energy into electrical energy. So with the help of these slip rings, we are rotating this coil. We are rotating this coil in this magnetic field, and since the angle is changing, with the angle this effective area is changing, and with effective area this flux phi B is changing, and changing flux generate EMF. The basic elements, so let us see basic element of an AC generator are shown in this figure. It consists of a coil, okay, mounted on a rotor shaft on which this can move. So here this axle or rotor shaft, on this coil can rotate. The axis of rotation of coil is perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field. So here we can see the magnetic field is in this x direction and this axis in y direction. So these are perpendicular. The coil called armature, we call this coil also armature, is mechanically rotated in the uniform magnetic field. So magnetic field is uniform and we are rotating this coil by some external means. That means we are using some mechanical energy or some other kind of instrument. The rotation of coil causes magnetic flux to change through it, so an EMF is induced. So same thing we have learned, that it is the flux change through the coil which is generating EMF. The ends of the coil are connected to external circuit by means of slip rings and brushes. So here at these point with the slip rings and brushes, we see these are connected to external circuits. This and this. One is positive, another negative. For the second half, this one is negative, this one becomes positive. So this is the working of an AC generator. Now let us see the physics behind it. What is the physics? When the coil is rotated, the angular speed is omega. The angle theta between magnetic field vector B and area vector A of the coil at any instant t is theta is equal to omega t. So how do we get it? Because omega is equal to theta upon t. So theta is equal to omega t. So this we get. Now assuming that theta is equal to 0 degree at t equal to 0 degree. That means at the position, initially position theta is equal to 0. When we start rotation at t is equal to 0, when time was 0, so theta is also 0. So what is the meaning of theta is equal to 0? Right now coil is in this position. Coil is in this position. So direction is this, area vector is this, and magnetic field is in this direction. So theta is equal to 90 degree. But initially they are saying that theta was 0. So that means this must be something like this. This coil must be something like this. So this vector and magnetic field vector both are in same direction. So initially theta must be 0. So we are starting with a value theta is equal to 0. As a result, the effective area of coil exposed to magnetic field changes with time. So since omega is changing, coil is rotating. Coil is rotating in a circular motion. So theta is also changing with time, and with changing theta, what is changing? This area is changing. Now let us calculate the flux. So you know flux is equal to B dot A, BA cos theta. So this is flux. Now let us put the value of theta. Theta is equal to omega t. So we get BA cos omega t. Now what is the formula of epsilon? Epsilon is equal to minus d phi b upon dt. Suppose there are n turns in the coil. There are n turns. So what we get? N. The value of phi b is. So let us differentiate. So we have this n outside. From this formula we are differentiating. B, magnetic field is also constant. Area is constant. What is changing is angle. Because coil area is same, coil area is not changing. So B and A are also out of this differential. So in differential what we get? D upon dt of cos omega t. And what is the differential of cos omega t? Cos omega t is sin omega t and this omega will be differentiated once again. This omega t will be differentiated once again. So we get omega. 1 minus was already there and cos is equal to minus sin. So let us put it here. So NBA we get minus and this minus gets plus. So minus is gone. 1 omega we got because of this omega t, and cos omega t is sin omega t. If you remember, we have studied waves phenomena or oscillations. So waves can be of two types, either a cos wave starts from 1 goes to 0, then minus 1, 0, plus 1. And what about sine wave? Sine wave starts from 0 goes to 1, then again goes to 0. Sine wave starts from 0, cos wave starts from 1. So that is only difference, otherwise both waves are same. So here what we saw, that we starting the rotation in a cos wave. We started the rotation in a cos wave. And what we get in EMF? We get EMF in a sine wave. So effectively we get a sine wave. Because n is a constant, b is a constant, a is a constant. When we differentiate this cos omega t, we get minus omega sin omega t. So omega is here, minus minus becomes plus sin omega t. Where now let us say this part. Because omega is constant, we are rotating with a constant rotational speed. So let us call this NBA omega equal to epsilon 0. Since this is a constant, so we are saying it epsilon 0. So what we get? This, let us put this. So epsilon is equal to epsilon 0 sin omega t. since this is a sine wave, this is a sine wave, so what is the maximum possible value of sine? So maximum possible value of sine is 1 or minus 1. So maximum and minimum value of sine is plus 1 or minus 1. So plus 1 when this is upside, minus 1 is on the other side. So maximum values are plus 1 or minus 1. So we have taken this as a constant and this is epsilon 0. So what is the maximum EMF? Maximum EMF occurs at when sine omega t is equal to plus 1 or minus 1. So this is our equation. So what is maximum EMF? Epsilon naught. When sine omega t is equal to plus 1 or minus 1. Only direction will be different. This EMF is highest, this EMF is also highest, only direction is different. So highest EMF at plus minus 1 sine omega t equal to. Since the value of sine function varies between plus and minus 1, the sign or polarity of the EMF changes with time. That we have also learned. So what we have learned here, that initially this side is plus, this side is minus. Next time this side becomes plus, this side become minus, because the polarity is changing with time. Note from equation 6.17 that EMF has extreme value when theta is equal to 90 degree or theta is equal to 270 degree, as the change of flux is greatest at these points. So let us see when this EMF becomes maximum, theta equal to 90 or theta is equal to 270. How? Because we get sine omega t equal to plus or minus 1 when sine equal to 90 degree or at sine 270 degree. Sine 90 is equal to plus 1. So this is plus 1, this is minus 1. So we get maximum value of EMF at theta equal to 90 degree or 270 degree, and at this time change of flux is greatest.